episode 4 of Be That Live. Be yourself and live your purpose. I'm your host, Rocca Cruz, and I'm so glad you are here. In our last episode, we talked about embracing change and navigating life's transitions. We explored how change, although uncomfortable, is often the very thing that pushes us forward. We explored how change, although uncomfortable, is often the very thing that pushes us toward who we're meant to be. Today, we're continuing that journey by diving deeper into what guides us through these uncertain seasons. Our core values. When everything around us shifts, our core values can become our inner compass. They help us make decisions with clarity, build a life that feels aligned, and reconnect with the truest parts of ourselves. So let's think back to a recent time when we had a difficult decision. Maybe it's a job, a relationship, a major life change. How about you? What guided you in that moment? Was it fear, pressure, or was it something deeper? A sense of what truly matters to you. That something deeper is what we're exploring today. Because when you're clear on your values, you move through life with more ease. You stop chasing things that don't fit and start building a life that does. Think back to a recent time when you had to make a difficult decision. Maybe it was a job, a relationship, or a major life change. What guided you in that moment? Was it fear, pressure, or was it something deeper? A sense of what truly matters to you. That something deeper is what we're exploring today. Because when you're clear on what you value, you move through life with more ease. You stop chasing things that don't fit and start building a life that does. So, what are core values? Core values are principles that reflect who you are at the core. They are not goals, titles, or achievements. They are the inner truths that shape how you relate to yourself, to others, and the world. Examples of core values: integrity, freedom, faith, creativity, compassion, growth, security, authenticity. Your values are deeply personal. What matters to you might not matter as much to someone else, and that's okay. What matters is that they resonate in you. So, why core values matter, especially during transitions or change? When life feels uncertain, your values offer stability. They help us make clear decisions even when emotions are high. You need to we set boundaries without guilt, align time and energy with what actually fulfills. It helps us stop living on autopilot and start living with intention. Without clear values, it's easy to say yes to things that drain us and no to the things that nourish us. But when your values are front and center, you move through change with direction. So let's discover core values, or let's discover our core values. How do we discover it? Maybe you don't know what your core values are. Here are simple reflective practice you can use to uncover your core values. Step 1, recall peak moments. Think of a time in your life when you felt most fulfilled, proud, or deeply at peace? What were you doing? Who are you with? And what values were being honored in that moment? Personally, I feel fulfilled and proud when I'm serving others or when I'm moving using my giftings. I feel that I'm doing my purpose. Step two, identify what upsets you. Now think of a time you feel angry, frustrated, or deeply disappointed. What was being violated? Often our core values reveal themselves when they're ignored or disrespected. Step three, choose your top three or five values. From your reflections, write down a list of words that describe what matters to you most. Then narrow it down. Choose the one you feel most true, most energizing, most you. So let's listen to Carla's story. Carla, she's 39 years old. She's a single mom and a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. For years, she said yes to every opportunity. Carla's a man pleaser, and every request she says yes, burning herself out, trying to prove her worth. But after a personal breakdown, she realized that she had no idea what she truly valued. Through reflection and coaching, Carla discovered that her top values were peace, purpose, and presence. So, she began making different choices. She's asking herself all the time, will this bring me peace? Am I doing my purpose? Am I being present to the people? Or I'm always busy? So, letting go of the roles that didn't align her values, saying no more often, and giving herself permission to live slower, her business became more intentional, and so did her parenting. She valued her children. She valued being present for her kids, so she had to say no to a lot of things. For the first time in years, Carla, she felt like she was living a life on her own terms. So what a wonderful story. Of course, this is step by step. It's not instant, but Carla did the work. So now we're going to do a journaling practice for this week. To help us get started with discovering our core values, here's a journaling prompt you can try. Okay, open your journal and then write this question. When do I feel most alive, connected, or fulfilled? It's like the step one, how to discover our core values. So recall peak moments. Think of a time in your life when you felt most fulfilled, proud, or deeply at peace. Write it down in your journal. And then who are you with during that time? And then number two, write qualities or principles that are always present in those moments. Okay, what qualities or principles when you're most alive and connected or fulfilled, present in those moments, write it down. Then number three, when you feel drained, resentful, or lost, write it down. That reveals who you are. And then number four, write down what might those moments be revealing about what I truly value. Write down all your thoughts without judgment and let the truth naturally arise. So, your core values are not just words on paper, they're anchors, they are guides, they are reminders of who you are beneath the noise. And when life gets messy, it, it is with these values that bring you back to center. So let's go back to our breathing exercise and let's just think and imagine. Inhale, exhale. Think about what values are coming up in your thoughts after this episode. Think about it. What do you value most? Inhale and exhale. So this week, take some time to reflect, write them down, and keep them somewhere visible. And if you feel like sharing, post them on our social pages or message me directly. I'd love to witness what really matters to you. So thank you for tuning in to Be.Live. Be yourself and live your purpose. If this episode resonated, share it with a friend, subscribe, and leave a review. Until next time, keep believing, keep growing, and keep living your purpose. See you!